Guys, we're looking here in Galatians chapter 6 again. We looked at verse 6. It talked about if you've been taught in the Word, you should share good things with those that have taught you. But then in verse 7, this is a very famous verse, and it starts off with saying, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked or made a fool of, for whatever a man sows, that will he also reap." Some of you that have been around church for a long time, and you don't even have to be around church for a long time. There's even in the secular world, they say what goes around comes around. You know, we understand that there's a principle that what you sow in your life, the words you say, the actions you take, the things you do, and even the things that aren't seen, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And maybe the fact that that verse starts off with "don't be deceived," sometimes we need to be reminded of things, man. When something bad happens, or maybe something difficult happens in a relationship that I have, one of the first questions I ask myself is, did I do anything to sow for this? Did I do anything that really that caused me to reap this in my life? Because one of the things that causes men to grow up and mature, Ed Cole makes this statement. I love this statement. It says, maturity is not based on age, but it is based on the handling and accepting of responsibility. Sometimes, men, we run from responsibility and we want to blame others, or we want to blame this, or we want to blame that. But sometimes one of the first places I check when something goes wrong, did I do anything to sow for this? Do I have any responsibility for this? Because the truth is, sometimes I've sown some seeds. I've said some things. In my marriage, I've got to say I've reaped some things. I've reaped some hardness and some harshness. And when I looked at it, I could sit and blame my wife all day. But if I looked at it, I sowed for it with the cutting words and the things that I said. So sometimes, men, we have to take responsibility. And we've got to realize what we do today, we're going to reap tomorrow. So if you want better things tomorrow, you need to take a look at what you're sowing today. And men, I just want to challenge you real quickly. Take a look at the words you're sowing, the actions, your attitudes. You know, sometimes you're mad at your boss and you don't like the way he's treating you, but sometimes you got to take a look at the attitudes that you've been sowing. So I just want to challenge you today. Do a checkup. Take a look at the seeds you're sowing, because what you're sowing today, you'll reap tomorrow.